First intersection we cross is actually simply a road crossing. From my driveway to the other side of the road is this is an example of jaywalking because there's no light control. Good boy. So basically I wait until it's clear and then I go, and what I'll sometimes do, because there's a car here and I want the guys on the far side of the road that are coming to be able to see me, I'll just go to the edge of the car, knees and forward. Exhibit A. Exhibit B, just crossing a side street. There's no traffic here. It's pretty early actually today. Normally I would go with parallel traffic coming this way, but there's none. Well, here comes one right now, so I'll just show you. He's coming. Taking his sweet time. So when there's no light forward. When there's no light to help guide you, when in doubt, go with parallel traffic. Now I wasn't in doubt, I just wanted to show you guys how that works. Good boy, Neeson. Intersection number, well, I guess this is our first main intersection. I'm not gonna hit the light. I want to show you guys how we read parallel traffic. So parallel traffic on my left, Neeson forward. Pump up. Good boy, forward. Right, halt. Good lad. Okay, crossed back over to where I was initially. I want to show you guys how I would cross an intersection listening to my traffic that's in front of me instead of parallel, because there are examples of me relying on my in front traffic, and I'll show you one in a minute. Basically, when cars in front of me are not moving, I go. Now, not all lights are like that, and again I'll show you an example of that in a bit. So I'm not going to hit this light button because it's going to make an audible sound, and I don't want to rely on that. Up. Good lad. This guy's slowing down. This guy's going to turn in front of me. Neeson forward. I'm good to go. Neeson's like, why are we crossing streets and crossing back and crossing the same streets like over and over again, Dad? So we're gonna just recross what I just crossed. This time we'll use the audible buzzer so you guys can hear that. Neeson, hop up. Good lad. Beautiful day here in Victoria. High at 23 today, which is like I don't know, 70, 71, 72. Neeson forward. So that guy, I'm pretty sure, ran a yellow truck. Very nice, good boy. Neeson forward, halt. Now we're gonna go to a more challenging crossing for you guys. So as we wait for the bus to take us to a very challenging intersection, I want to talk a bit about basic mobility when it comes to blind people and crossing roads. As a young child, you are taught orientation and mobility, where you basically you're taught by an O&M instructor, orientation and mobility instructor, how to navigate your environment using usually a cane. Now I have a dog. A lot of blind people choose to to get guide dogs, but some people don't. Some people just aren't dog people. My brother, for example. Now, it's very important to learn how to cross intersections, because intersections, streets, they're everywhere, right? They are learning to cross roads and intersections is a paramount skill if you ever want to be an independent blind person when it comes to your travel. Okay. Guide dogs do not know how to read traffic lights. They do not know how to read traffic patterns. That is all on you, the handler. Okay, now that said, these guys are trained in something called intelligent disobedience, which refers to if you give them a command and they don't feel it's safe to follow through with that command, they won't. Now, as with any skill, practice makes perfect. If you don't practice it, you lose it. Now, as much as I love my dog, I don't practice walking out in traffic with him, right? I don't want to die. Now, I'm not saying that he would let me get hit by a car, but when these dogs are taught intelligent disobedience, they are taught the skill in a controlled setting. Being out in public is not a controlled setting. Being out in public when there's cars zipping around you left and right is not a controlled setting. Now, there is something called self-preservation. So do I think that Neeson would eventually figure out that there's a car coming towards us and he needs to evade? Yes. But again, we haven't practiced his intelligent disobedience. I have never needed it outside of like cars backing out of driveways and him reacting, which is totally different than crossing an intersection and having cars whizzing towards you. So as a handler, you just need to know how to read traffic. So basically, if I had a cane, I would do the exact same things I just showed you, and I will do the exact same things I just showed you when I leave Neeson at home. Sometimes I don't bring him out of the house. Now, we're going to a very busy intersection next when the bus comes. Neeson's just gonna have a little nap in the sun. And for you sighted people, I want you guys to just close your eyes and imagine trying to cross an intersection like I'm gonna show you guys in a bit, totally relying on your ears. Hey guys, we are at the most busy, difficult intersection I will ever cross. I'm gonna talk about it before I show you guys how I do it. So the parallel road to my right, this road here, is probably one of the most busiest roads in Victoria. It has an advanced green system. So basically, when the light changes green for these guys, the cars on the far side of the road get to go first, and they can turn in front of me this way. And then after a period of time, the cars on my side of the road get to go, and they go straight through. So pretty confusing. There's also islands here as well that cars and people navigate. As much as I trust my ability to figure out traffic patterns, I will always rely on the chirping or the cuckoo, whichever the case may be, audible cue to cross here because of how busy this is. It can be quite confusing. So I'm gonna wait until the light resets so I can show you guys a full traffic pattern. Neeson's being as good as gold, sitting right here in heel, waiting. So when these guys go, I do not go. Gonna hop Neeson up. Hop up. Good boy, go. I think this guy thinks I'm gonna cross, but I'm not. I think that guy has seen one too many blind guys crossing when they're not supposed to. Nissan forward. So when my side goes, I go. To the island, good boy. Nissan, hop up, show me. So, to get to where I want to go, we need to cross over the busiest intersection that I'll ever cross in Victoria. So remember I was talking about parallel traffic? It's kind of tricky with this crossing because while there's parallel traffic behind me to queue off, on the other side of the road the parallel traffic kind of has to turn left around an island before it becomes parallel. So again, just for peace of mind, I rely on the good old cuckoo. Hop Nissan up. Nissan, hop up. Good. There you go. Sit. Good lad. Nissan up. Good boy. You guys might hear the cuckoo. So this big truck that's across the road now would normally be my across the road parallel traffic. Wow, it's taking forever today. Nissan forward. Good. So I was focusing on that truck there so you guys could see that he has to turn around an island before he becomes parallel to me, so I can't queue off of that side of the road when it comes to parallel traffic. Nissan, I have a treat for you for being so gosh darn good. Okay, this is our last crossing we need to navigate before we get to our favorite trail. And it is a non-light controlled intersection, but it's very, very simple. It's just basically a side street that turns out onto a busy road. Right up. Good lad. Nissan forward. So I'm going with parallel traffic. Pretty straightforward. And we make it. Come here. Good boy. So hope you guys found this educational. Good job, Nissan. You did it. You did an admirable job, sir. Any questions, concerns, feedback, praise for Nissan, anything and everything, feel free to drop a comment below and either Nissan or I will respond. Cheers.